I've been captured by this love. I've spent countless hours just thinking about how I fell in love with you. How you fell in love with me, and I still can't believe how you paid this ransom. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you love me like you do? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you love me like you do? Heart of gold, voice like the ocean, feet like brass, throne like an emerald. Heart of gold, voice like the ocean, feet like brass, throne like an emerald.
Good morning.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hi.
It's us.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Welcome to Coffee Date Monday.
Coffee Date Monday
Yep,
with the Butchers.
with the Butchers.
And I know it's really funny. I know we ask this all the time. Can you guys hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
You hear me? Happy Coffee Date Monday.
Happy Coffee Date Monday. How's everybody doing? Anybody even watching?
Oh,
Who knows?
Mhm.
Yep.
so yeah, what's going on, y'all?
What's up, everybody? Who's on? Who's on? Can we see? You can't see?
Me.
Oh, that's you?
Mhm. Oh,
Well, we are here to talk to you guys today. Coffee Date Monday. It's been a very interesting week. Last week, what did we do last week? We took off last week.
I feel like it was a good week.
Yeah.
We had a great weekend. The wedding. Love weddings.
No, last week, not this weekend. Last week, last Monday. We did something together.
We didn't do a coffee date?
Right.
Oh,
We did something. We had to do something with the kids. I forget.
I can't even remember yesterday.
It's been that kind of week, y'all.
Mhm.
It's been that kind of last 8 days. It's just been one of those weeks.
Yeah, it has. I can't even tell you what we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Barely remember.
What we do yesterday? Church. So I don't know if you what's happening.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah, that's whatever you're doing. You want to go, there you go. And I don't know if you guys are here with us. I don't know what's happening. If you guys are saying hi or hello, can you guys let us know that you're in there? Because
Yeah, send a little wave.
yeah, it's kind of like you going into church and there's people there, but nobody's saying hi to you. It's one of those things. So talk and say something, hun, while I do this. Thank you.
I'm doing something. Okay. So welcome to Coffee Date Monday. Today we're talking about get on my nerves. That's the topic that we're talking about. And so it should be interesting.
It should be. But what we're trying to figure out, like right now, is I know I see that there's people on there, but the problem is you can't see what's going on. That's what I want us to. That's what I'm
Oh,
trying
you
to
want to
do.
know if people are commenting?
Yes, like
Yeah,
if
I
people are
don't know.
saying hi, hello, that puts you now. You're a. There you go. You got the. See, there it is.
Oh, now I see people. Hi, Latanya Lawless.
Carmel's in here.
Carmel's asked if we rested. Oh, it was the 12th year anniversary.
Right.
That's why. And we were resting. We were supposed to be resting. And we ended up doing like errands and stuff. Which actually, honestly, I like it when we do errands together. Like I'll do errands, but when he comes with me and we do errands together, I enjoy that. I feel like we ended up doing errands or something because it ended up being a kind of a busy day, like family stuff.
Is it? Is it? It's really weird. I don't know what's going on. You guys, I, are you? Are we?
I think we're not
streaming?
recording.
Are we restreaming or what the heck?
It just ended.
It just ended.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I don't even know what's going on. Try to go. Let's see what's happening.
Oh, it's over.
No, it's saying live. I don't even know what's going on yet. It says here that we're still streaming. It says we got 6 people there.
I don't know. We need a production team
We need a production team.
because we don't know what the heck we're doing. We don't know if we're live or not.
I'm tired of this, to be honest. I'm just tired of the fact I always gotta stuff like this always happens to us.
I don't know. Anyway,
If I was sitting here talking about the COVID vaccine, or if I was talking about who did what on the basketball court, or who's doing whatever, it would be fine. But with us, it just ain't happening. So like right now,
it's live.
is it live?
Yes.
We're supposed to be talking about being on each other's nerves, basically. And right now, this is being on our nerves. Right? Can't you take the look on her look on her face?
I'm having a great time, guys. I'm having a wonderful time.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those days because now here's everybody jumping on. And I think the cool part about it is if you go to your Kaya and then go here,
Mhm.
there you go. That's where we're at.
I can't see.
Yeah. So with this, how you do this here?
Oh, Monique said hi. I see Monique. I see Marlon Dunbar. Can you see our comments? Yep, I see them now. Marlon said, "Oh, did you say basketball?"
Right. I don't know what's going on with this, and we don't have a phone. My wife usually uses her phone. It's not working.
But anyway,
I don't even know what we want to talk about. It's just irritating right now. But let's talk about being on each other's nerves. Let me fold my arms real quick. I'm a little upset right. So being on each other's nerves. Sip of coffee. How's everybody doing, first of all? I'm flustered. This thing just ain't working.
I think it's working, babe. You can't see it, but it's working fine.
Working fine.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, today's topic is you get on my nerves. How long have we been married?
17 years.
17 years, and within those 17 years, this guy has definitely gotten on my nerves. So I'm sure our marriage, just like everyone else's, have those times and those periods of times when we are on each other's nerves.
Definitely.
Oh, sorry. So today we're just talking about that because I feel like when we're talking about like, oh, you're getting on my nerves and stuff like that, I think it's one of those things when we decide within our marriage that we're going to work through it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like our kids get on our nerves, our boss at work get on our nerves. Every relationship we have those times where people are on our last nerve. And so
Last.
today we're talking about what we've learned about getting on each other's nerves within the last, 17 years of marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has definitely happened. But one of the things that we've realized is even though we're on each other's nerves, we have a choice to make, right? And what are some of those choices?
I think one of the main choices with being on each other's nerves is this. Sometimes we disagree. Sometimes we just aren't seeing eye to eye.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, one thing I noticed is that our love trumps whatever else is in the pot. So it's like, if I'm upset with her or she's upset with me or we don't see eye to eye on something, back and forth, people just are at odds sometimes. We allow our love to trump. Am I saying the right word?
Yes.
Our love trumps whatever issues that we have. I'd rather sit down and hold my wife's hand and think about our love more than our disagreement.
Yeah. One of the things that Marlon Dunbar said, he said, what's a good way to do a nerve check without turning it into an argument? I feel like that's a really great question because I feel like earlier on in our marriage, it was harder to do a nerve check because there were certain questions or there was certain statements that were made and we didn't know like what kind of place that was coming from. It was almost like the trust, establishing trust within your relationship is really important because those difficult conversations are able to be had knowing that it comes from a good place. It's like, well, I know he's not asking me, hey, am I on your nerves? Like in a defensive way, but it's more of like, no, seriously, I really want to know, is this on your nerves? Does this bother you? But it takes time to build up trust in the relationship where you know a person well enough to know what kind of place that's coming from. And I feel like overall, and that's kind of what we want to talk about today, is that when you know, when you can truly know and trust the love and the affection that the other person has for you,
Mm-hmm.
it makes situations like you're on my nerves not a deal breaker, if that makes sense. It's like, you're on my nerves, but I know you love me. I know that you care about me. I know that you don't want to intentionally hurt my feelings or intentionally bother me or make me uncomfortable right now. So it's all almost like I just have to find a way to try to communicate to you how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable. I'm feeling like I want some time alone to myself. I'm feeling like I don't want to talk about this right now. And being okay with making those statements. Me, I'm an introvert. My husband is an extrovert. So earlier on in our marriage, when I say things like, I just kind of want to be by myself right now, he didn't know how to take that because he's like, wait, what do you mean you want to be by yourself? We're married. Like, isn't this awesome? We're supposed to be together. If you want to be by yourself, we're going to be by ourselves together. And it took a while for him to understand, oh, she's not saying that she doesn't want me around or that she dislikes me. It's her personality that she gains strength when she's alone. Me learning his personality, he gains strength when he's around other people, when we're together, and just being okay with our differences.
Yes. And I know specifically for me, I when it comes to being my wife being on my nerves, I think we can't. I'm at a loss for words.
What's up, Brian Lawless? Latanya said Brian's here too.
Oh, good. No, sometimes when I'm at odds, I don't like to say odds. Sometimes we're in a disagreement or something like that. I think it's just very vital to know that we have to learn how to go back and go, first of all, I'm married. I was in love with you years ago, which means my love should still be here. And sometimes we forget about our love and start focusing on more of the issues at hand. Like, she always does this. Like, she always leaves her shoes in the middle of the room, or she does this. And then eventually you start focusing on that little bit. And then, once again, now that person is on your nerves, everything gets on their nerves. Mm-hmm. Whether you left the shoes there, whether she walks a certain way, whether she talks to you a certain way, with all those other things, and we start focusing on just those few things, and we forget that, man, let me just stop for a second and realize I love this woman here. I love her with my whole heart. Before she got on my nerves, no, I love her. And then sometimes we need to take a step back, hold each other's hands, caress, do whatever. Just go, let's just leave this. Let's leave all this away, and let's realize that we love each other. And then when that happens, we can realize that maybe we're not on each other's nerves so much. We'll be able to talk to each other during that time. I know one of the things Kai and I was talking about earlier is that, you know, we could be in a disagreement, but at the end of the day, when we go to bed and we may not have the whole thing settled, you know what? We like to sleep close. Kai will put her leg on me. If we sit down and we pray, we hold hands, because that's still, no matter how we feel, we still love each other. And I'm saying how we feel. Love is not a feeling. We still love each other. So even though we have those disagreements, or we're on each other's nerves, there's still that affection and love to remember that we know we love each other.
Yeah. And just knowing that when we love each other, we do things that honor one another. Like, I learned his personality, so I know what kind of things will get on his nerves. You know, we can't just force certain things on one another when we know, well, he won't respond positively to that. So for instance, me, for whatever reason, and I don't know if it has something to do with my background, but for my profession, I always wanted to work at the New York Stock Exchange. I love working in high tension, high stress, loud environments. It's like, for whatever reason, I get laser sharp focus. Like, I don't get rattled. Like, for whatever reason, my focus magnifies. And so I can work really well under pressure. I kind of like it sometimes because it's like a challenge or a thrill or whatever. But my husband, on the other hand, he gets a little bit more flustered. Like, when there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of noise, there's like just a bunch of different stuff going on, he gets really frazzled. And so a lot of times, and earlier on, when I didn't realize that about him, I'd be looking at him like, okay, dude, can you take a breath? It's okay. Like, you know, but I'm having to realize that we operate differently. And if I feel like I can thrive in a high tension, noisy environment or whatever, I can't force that on him. So because I love him, I'll try to, you know, quiet down or make the environment or whatever conducive to us being productive together. Just because I like things a certain way, I also want him to thrive and do a great job as well. So, and especially doing ministry together or working together, you know, that becomes a situation. I mean, that becomes important on what kind of environment we set for each other to work in. So things like that, like if I knew he had a hard day, something happened, I'm not about to talk to him about all 32 topics that I want to talk about that day. Maybe I'll wait for a little bit. So getting on each other's nerves, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, like, did we take the time to check the environment? Like, is he stressed from an outside situation right now? Like, maybe this isn't the best time. And a lot of times, not being so defensive, feeling like everything's about us. Oh, he's irritated. Oh, it's all about me. Oh, he's upset with me, or I did something. Like, no, it's not always that you did something. It's just, maybe it's something completely outside of both of you. And you gotta be okay with letting him, you know, regulate his emotions or whatever. Being patient with each other.
It's so funny because even though we're sitting here talking about, there are times that, you know what, we just get on each other's nerves. And I'm not saying I know you guys do too. Your kids get on your nerves. Everybody. But sometimes you have to sit down and realize what's more important. The fact of somebody getting on your nerves, or having to stop and go, wait. Love covers all things. Love never fails.
Yeah.
And you know, if you guys, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it tells us all about love. sometimes we got to go back and start looking at what love is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not going to rejoice in wrongdoing and
Right.
all this other stuff. We don't, it never holds any records
Of wrong.
of wrong
Yeah.
with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that we got to look at when it comes down to being on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
So we're looking at questions right now. I don't know what's going on with this right here.
Yeah. There is no other questions, but I just think it's really great, like what Marlon Dunbar is saying. He says how the action words are delivered versus how they are received, identifying what our partner's emotional and mental state is at the time. Yeah, super important. And basically what we were just talking about, how like realizing that everything doesn't always have to be about us. You know, if a person's in a bad mood, it doesn't necessarily mean that you did something wrong. So there's there's no need for you to take on the defensive right away and feel like you have to plead your case on how you didn't do anything to receive that kind of, you know, just be okay with giving each other grace sometimes. Sometimes we just need a little extra grace than other times. And we got to have the discernment to know that and recognize that. But it takes love to want to even investigate that and say, does he maybe just need a little extra grace because he's having a little day, he's feeling a little off today? Love takes the time to be able to figure that out.
Yeah. And also to know that too, is a lot of times is we got to understand that when we do have those disagreements and we go, oh, they're on our nerves, those are growing points, not chopping points. It's in a relationship, you need to find out that there are disagreements and how to work through those disagreements instead of just stopping and you're on my nerves. I can't right now. No, those sometimes those are opportunities to grow.
I love that.
Instead of
growing points.
Yeah. Instead of stopping.
Or chopping.
Chopping. And it was funny. I'm sitting there thinking about a plant. As a plant, you know, sometimes plants, they'll grow, and then all of a sudden they start doing stuff. And you're like, I'm frustrated because they're not bearing fruit. It doesn't look pretty. And you get up frustrated with it and you pull the plant up and you try with something else. That's not how relationships are.
Yeah.
They take seasons and nurturing.
Yeah.
And with those nurturing, don't let it get on your nerves because you're not seeing what you want to see from it.
Right.
What you really want to do is continue to nurture and maybe have to understand what's going on with that plant so that you can continue to see it grow. Right.
And enjoy it. Fruit.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I feel like has really helped my husband and I is sometimes we just need a change of environment. Like based off your love language. And we've talked about this a lot of times, like, you know, in different times in our Coffee Date Mondays, but it's really important for you guys to know each other's love language. Sometimes you just kind of get stuck in that stale kind of period where things are just kind of feeling a little stale. And so you start zoning in on all the things that irritate you, like the way he leaves his shoes on the floor.
Who does that?
Or the way he leaves everything out when he makes his food, the ketchup's still out, the butter's still out,
No.
So when things start to get a little bit staler than others, all of a sudden you start zoning in on all these little things that just kind of irritate you, you know? So sometimes it helps when you take that little step back, like maybe let's go for a walk. Let's go out for some ice cream and let's sit outside. Let's people watch. Let's make fun of the people that's walking by us. Like let's, you know, just kind of get like a little bit of change of scenery so that you can kind of take a step back and then come back. I feel like it's important to do stuff like that. Like, I feel like this message needs to be toward the men because men are really good at like keeping the same, doing the same thing at all, you know, all the time. And not really feeling like, well, nothing's broken. So why are we fixing anything? It's like, well, sometimes it's just nice to just do something different. Like come home and just tell her, get dressed. We're eating at Red Robin today. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to be like a fancy dinner, but it's just like, let's just change up the routine just because.
Because.
Yeah, and I think things like that are really helpful. Yeah, just like Brian Lawless said, you can't get in your feelings about everything all the time. Yeah. Sometimes when he's feeling some sort of way, I'm looking at him like, well, I'm not about to step into that with him. I'll be here when he's ready to step back out of that. Like, or me, like there's just certain times where, you know, everything.
Come on and testify.
Where my little heightened sensitivity where I'm irritated. So with him knowing that, he has to make the decision. I'm not going to step into that with her, but I will stay on the outside. I'm not letting her bring me in. I'll be okay with taking a couple of deep breaths until she's ready to step out of that little moments that she's having.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Marlon said, weeds get on flowers' nerves. That's true. If we don't take care of our flowers and handle the weeds will slowly suffocate the flowers and eventually will die. Do that. We'll preach all day.
Yeah.
Weeds get on flowers' nerves. That's true. Flowers is over there just trying to grow, and here comes a weed.
Here comes some weeds.
Just being antagonizing, irritating them, irritating their growth.
Yeah.
It's true.
But honestly, you know, and I feel like this is for the wives, is wives really get on their husband's nerves sometimes. And that's just period, point blank. I don't even have to go any further.
That's just the way it is.
Things will never
Some
change.
things will never change.
They're never going to change.
That's just the way it is.
Here, Kai. I don't even know the words. Go ahead, though, bro.
That's all the words I know.
Yeah.
Marlon said, here comes that weed again.
Yeah. No, so yeah, that's just something we kind of wanted to share with you guys today. It just was something that really struck me, and I was talking with Kai about it, is that the fact of at the end of the day, either they don't know or it don't show,
I don't care.
But holding my wife's hand just reminds me that I love her. Maybe I'm on her nerves. I'll be honest with you guys. There's times that I know for a fact I'm on her nerves.
It's true.
And what I try to do is to help her and show her, to remind her why she loves me so much. Well, hold her hand. Hold her hand. Put my hand on her leg and give her a kiss. Because I know that she loves me. And I have to just remind her of that.
And today, if you take away anything from our discussion today, it's just about, you just have to make a choice to remember how much you love that person. Because people getting on your nerves, it's going to happen all the time in every relationship, whether you're married, not married, your boss, coworkers, children, everybody gets on everybody's nerves. But like you said, focus on it being a growth point and not a chopping point where you're chopping the relationship off. Be like, you know what? This is a point where there's some growth that's going to come from this. Because I choose to recognize how much I love that person and not how much they're getting on my nerves. Brian Lawless says, that's a great way to put it. I'm not going to step into that with you. I will be here when you come back out of it. It's true. It's really true.
And Kai's good at stepping in stuff. All on her shoe. Filling up everything.
So yeah, sometimes it's just like that, where you just got to be like, okay,
I ain't stepping in it.
You feeling some sort of way about something? I'm actually doing pretty good today, so I'm gonna stay out here.
I ain't gonna let you get on my last nerve.
No, I'm not letting you pull me into that argument, because it's happened before where somebody's like, "What are you all upset about?" I'm upset because la la la. When did I do that? And then before you know it, you're going back and forth. Sometimes you got to be like, I'm not stepping in. I'm not going in. Make a decision. And when they come back down and they come out and they step out of it, they were like, you know what? I don't even know why I was upset. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why you were either, but glad you're back. Glad you're back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's funny, this week, I did a wedding this week. And, you know, a lot of times when I always give people advice during the wedding. And one of the things that I tell people is life is like a roller coaster. Marriage, it's got its ups and downs. It's fast, it gets slow, climbs very slow sometimes, goes really fast, corkscrews. I said, but at the end of the day, you got to remember why you got on the ride to begin with. Mm-hmm. Is to have fun with the person next to you. Mm-hmm. And so, mm-hmm. Oh, I was you were like, okay. Anyway, so we have to learn to be on this ride together and experience the ride together. But you know, sometimes I don't know if you ever notice, if you ever see people in a roller coaster, when people get scared, they'll put their arms up and they're not realizing whatever they're doing, they're hurting the person next to them.
They're affecting them.
They're affecting them during this ride. So we have to be more cognizant, if that's the word, more aware of the people next to us and how we're getting on each other's nerves, and to realize this whole, at the end of the day, we're in this together.
We're in this thing together. I got a love that'll last forever.
She's on one today. Yes. Amen.
I have a song for everything today.
Look at time you're talking about. First of all, what time you talking about? So yeah, you guys, that's it for us today.
Yep.
To be honest, we were irritated. We were on our last nerve about this equipment here and everything that's going on. I don't know what's happening.
We have not a clue what we're doing.
I don't know what's happening. We need a crew, y'all. We need a crew.
We don't know what we're doing.
I think the Lawlesses need to move back to California.
Be our crew. Be our Coffee Date Monday crew.
I need somebody sitting there throwing me questions. Tanya.
Yeah, Marlon Dunbar. He's good at
Marlon, definitely.
Yeah, he's very good at the
and
questions.
then we can get Brian. Well, Brian, you know what? You let Brian do. Brian knows how to do everything.
Pretty much.
He's like a jack of all trades and good at all of them. He can cook. He can clean. He can do it all. You need to come back to Cali, man.
We'll hire him be our road manager.
Yeah, he'll be the road
He'll
manager.
do everything. He got us. He'll take care of us. We got it. Like, it's just ask Brian. Just ask Brian.
Yeah. But we love you guys. Look, next week we will not be here next week. We're taking a break next Monday. And what we want to start doing, you guys, is we want to start pushing this out, doing a little bit different format. Hopefully JR is going to help us out with how this is going to work. I don't know if he's listening.
Us.
But what did it say? The side eye? Yeah. See? Oh, I got the other way. Anyway, so those are some of the things that we'll be doing. We're putting out more content, more creativity. We're going to start featuring other couples, and hopefully soon we'll do Coffee Date Monday, but then we'll probably do some single people that are singles. And that would
yeah, we're planning on having some meetups too.
Some meetups.
For those that are in our area.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. We love you guys.
Thanks for rocking with us.
That's what she says.
Thanks for rocking with us, guys.
Coffee Date Monday. Love y'all. Here's up.
Peace.
Pieces.
Peace out.
Peace out.
I've been captured by this love.